views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Welcome to Open, the one and only show bringing the best of the Bronx, New York, and the world straight to you. I'm Rhina Valentin, your hosty café con leche every Friday. Here's what's coming up in today's show. Leading things off, we'll sit down with comedian Eli Castro to discuss Made in Puerto Rico, a one-man show depicting everything from family, music, and cultural identity. And after that, we'll talk to the actors of Mott Haven, an indie film shot right here in the borough of the Bronx, highlighting mystery, gentrification, and more. And then we'll find out about a natural feminine care line empowering and educating women when we sit with the founder and CEO of Freshie, Nelly Reyes. And later on in the show, Bobby C brings us up to date with the latest headlines in the world of sports. And finally, our Open Artist Spotlight features Poet ClassicKaylen, who will perform a musical piece for us. So sit back, mi gente, prepárate. All this and more is headed your way because now we are officially open. Hello and welcome to Open, everyone. I'm Rhina Valentin, your hosty café con leche, always inviting you to get social with us. That is online, of course. Tweet us and follow us on Instagram at BronxNet TV and like us on Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. And of course, while you're there, don't forget, follow moi on Twitter, Instagram, FB, Snapchat, LinkedIn at Rhina Valentin. All right, so our first guest is a cutting-edge comedian who uses language and culture to create humor that appeals to audiences of all ages. He's written and starred in 8 one-man shows, including Made in Puerto Rico, a play that celebrates Puerto Rico, its people, and traditions. And joining us to tell us more about the upcoming off-Broadway debut, please welcome comedian and actor and writer, Eli Castro.
Thank you.
Hola,
Gracias.
welcome.
Thank you very much. Gracias.
Oh, it's our pleasure to have
Por
you
fin,
here.
por fin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hailing all the way from Florida, te va a quedar
Sí,
aquí, right?
sí, me trajeron nieve.
Oh,
What a nice little welcome basket, ¿verdad? Yeah,
Bueno.
qué nice. Yeah, because I didn't bring boots, okay?
But at least you're not in shorts.
Yeah, they're underneath.
Oh, well, you don't have boots. Oh, I'm sorry.
They don't
puppy.
sell boots in Florida.
They
okay?
don't. No, but they sell coats, though.
Yeah, the thin ones.
The thin ones.
Lo bien flaquito, yeah.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
because you have fake winter over there.
It gets really cold. 62 can be really cold, okay? Because you throw in humidity. No, listen to me, believe
Oh,
me.
my gosh.
It gets really, it's cold, man. Listen, it'll surprise you because the trees have leaves and you're like, this can't be porque hace frío. So mentally, it's colder than it is here.
Oh,
okay?
my gosh. Oh, right, because the trees don't shed. I got it.
It's
your
like a
logic.
mental thing. Yeah, yeah.
That's hilarious. 62 degrees.
Yeah, don't
Consider
sleep on
that
62.
winter. All right, fine. So let's talk about Made in Puerto Rico. And let's talk about just your journey, because what we didn't announce to our viewers is that your origins of that of being an attorney.
Yeah. I started out as a prosecutor, and then I switched over to criminal defense, and I had my own firm. But I wasn't satisfied. And I would always sneak away from court and go to my office and I would write stories about growing up in Puerto Rico and visiting abuelita. And I missed kind of the family gathering around la sala and just telling stories and entertaining each other.
And of course, just, I guess, engaging everyone else with your familiarity of your origins, right? Because I'm Puerto Rican as well.
Yes.
And I do, reminisce about being shipped to Puerto Rico in the summer. And they used to ship me one way.
Puerto Rican summer camp.
Yeah. And I used to cry. And, now I cry because nobody sends me to Puerto Rico.
Your parents would always drop you off and be like, we'll be right back. And they'd come back 3 months later.
Exactly.
And you'd be like, I don't even know these people.
Exactly. And it was like, learn Spanish, boot camp Spanish.
Yeah, lo malo.
Like, you had to defend yourself, right?
Because you wanted to eat.
Right.
That's when you were like, arroz. Arroz means rice. Arroz. Yeah.
Yes. And so, made in Puerto Rico, how long is the show?
The show itself is about 2 hours.
It's about 2 hours.
Yeah.
And what kind of journey are you going to take the audience on?
It's beautiful. So it's, I was born in Puerto Rico. So I was raised in Puerto Rico, and then we moved to New York when I was 9. But it's going back. It's having to go back and visit and kind of reconnect. Because when you're here, at least when I grew up in White Plains, it wasn't encouraged to be bilingual, to be Puerto Rican.
Right.
You had to assimilate. You had to kind of let go of who you were. So it's about rediscovering and refining those roots and then being able to pass it on to my son, who's now 12. And for me, it's very important that he understands who he is and where he comes from. So it's kind of a story telling him, what I went through and what he's going to go through and what I need him to identify with.
So were you raised with the Puerto Rican cultures that are exercised in Puerto Rico?
Claro, yeah.
Well, no, because
we moved from
sometimes-
Puerto Rico, but we packed those traditions.
Right,
So,
right, right.
yeah. Eso fueron una maleta all by themselves.
Right,
yeah.
right. And so let's talk a little bit about ojo.
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 Yeah,
That's your tagline.
Which is Spanish for I.
I.
Yeah, but that, it's not I. It's mira,
I see.
pay attention.
Oh,
Right,
pay
right.
attention?
Yeah, pay attention because this is important. Ojo, that means cállate la boca and look at me because this is important.
All right, so
yeah.
who used that a lot in your upbringing?
Oh my God, todo el mundo. I mean, tíos, primo. I mean, anytime you would ignore one of your relatives, they'd be like, ojo, and you'd be like, ajá, ¿qué pasó? Algo importante. Okay, I'll pay attention now. What is it that you want me to know? Right. Ojo. And you go, okay, yeah. And it's funny because Puerto Rico will put signs that say ojo, right? They'll be like, ojo, no parking, and then you'd be like, okay, I can't park there. But you got to put ojo, so then you pay attention. This is serious, no parking. If you put no parking, you go, I can park there. You put ojo, you go, no, listen, this is important.
No, this is serious.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
serious.
gonna get towed.
It's
Yeah.
like a hidden language within
Yeah,
the Puerto Rican
yeah.
cultura, right?
Yeah.
So the other thing I do want to mention is because I did get to see you at Casita Maria and
Yes.
the beauty of your work, right? Before we even talk a little bit about Casita Maria and your relation to Casita Maria, the beauty of your work is that it's child friendly, right? I
Yeah.
brought my 9-year-old daughter and she is madly in love with you, and I love the fact that it's you're actually conscious about making sure that your language invites all audience generations.
Absolutely, yeah. Para mí es importante to share my storytelling, my experiences with the family. Para mí, there's nothing more beautiful than looking out into the audience and seeing mom and dad, y abuelita y abuelito with the grandchildren and the children. Para mí, that's important because I want them to leave and go home still talking about what they saw. Not just have like a couple's night out that they can't share because, well, you had to be there and, well, you're not old enough. I want that to be a collective experience. There's nothing better than hearing families laugh together, para mí. That's rewarding because in every show, I always envision mi abuelita in the audience. And I would never speak foul in front of abuelita or my son. My son's always been on stage with me since he was 6 months old. And it's important that he see what his dad does and that he be proud of it. And not be like, oh my God, you said that word.
Right. Like that, bleep, bleep, bleep.
Right,
Yeah,
right, no.
I hear you. And the other aspect of your work that I love is like you kind of feel like you're just in a living room.
¿Verdad?
The audience is part of your show.
Yes, and they insist on
heckle
being
you too?
they insist on being
And
part
you're
of the show.
okay with it
And I'm
too.
like, okay, cálmate, because they will be here all day. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I got 2 hours, but then I keep adding, y se lucen, and they want to contribute because they think it's audience participation day.
Pues claro, that's
You
why
know.
you got a T-shirt that says Lucille.
Yeah,
right?
right.
You
That's our
invited,
people.
but
That's
you
our people.
invited it,
If
you
I
invited
ask
it.
a question, they answer it. I'm like, it's rhetorical. You know what I mean?
So before we go, let's talk a little bit about, obviously you're running at the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater the
Yes.
entire month of March. However, I do want to talk a little bit about this one particular night that's dedicated to Casita Maria.
Yeah, love Casita Maria, and they have a night that they're going to use to raise funds for Casita Maria. I've performed at Casita Maria, and I love it. It's de pueblo. It's very community oriented, and every show I've done there, I really do feel like I'm home.
Right. Well, Casita Maria is an institution
Yeah.
that has been here in the Bronx for so many years.
Yeah.
And just all the success stories of just
Love it.
generations having a place to go to develop their craft, and the fact that you give back to it is really, really admirable.
No,
Thank you for
it's an
that.
honor. It's an honor. It really is.
And so that date is March. Do we know the date?
I don't know the date, but
I know it's in March, but you can always go visit Casita
it's in
Maria's.
March, so
Yeah,
I'm right.
Right.
Technically, I'm right. It's in March.
Well, both of us are right? Because we're like, I think it's in the middle of March, but
in
make
March.
sure to visit Casita Maria's website for that specific day. But of course, you have the entire month of March to check out Eli Castro.
16 shows, so no hay excusa. And we've already sold 80% of the tickets. So please get your tickets, porque después la gente dice, oh my God, pero yo iba a esperar and now it's saying it's sold out. I always get that. Mira, the website is saying 1 ticket and I want 15. So can you hook me up with 14? No, porque I gave you 3 months. So please, please, please get your tickets at elicastro.com.
Awesome. Yay, gracias,
Gracias a ti,
Eli.
gracias,
Oye,
gracias.
ojo.
Ojo, get your tickets.
That's it. Ojo, mi gente, ojo. That's it. That's the word of the day. Oíste. So the off-Broadway premiere, once again, of Made in Puerto Rico will take place the entire month of March at the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater, located at 304 West 47th Street. And for tickets, please visit elicastro.com. Don't be doing that CPT time. Oíste. Ojo. All right, we got to take a quick break, but we'll find out about an interesting film shot right here in the Bronx. Don't go anywhere.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
After 15 years of smoking, Eva Marie quit. There's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. How could you not love him?
Hello, welcome to Open, everyone. Mott Haven, a feature-length indie film, tells the story of a South Bronx businessman and a one-time radio mogul who has fallen on hard times. Yeah, while residing in an apartment building that developers want to destroy in order to bring gentrification to the area. Sound familiar? Well, we're going to take a sneak peek of the film, Mott Haven.
I've seen you come in and out of your building or factory, whatever it is. We've even acknowledged each other a couple of times.
So you know who I am?
Yeah, you're the Bucks for Bottle guy.
That's me.
Well, that's what you do. It's not who you are.
What do you mean by that? What about you?
What about me?
Are you, like, retired?
I guess you could say that.
Were you born and raised here, by the way?
You know, you ask a lot of questions.
Sorry. I'm just trying to be friendly.
No, you're not. You just got a lot to unload, all right? And you're gonna do that with anyone that'll listen to you. Me, I just want to sit here and enjoy the park.
And joining us to tell us more about Mott Haven, the film, we welcome producer Mike Domino, actor Sky. We're going to say Srake. Srake? Yeah, all right, good. And AJ Gonzalez. Well, you know, you've got like just consonants there, no vowels. And so.
Yeah, it's a toughie.
Is it a Slavic name? It's a Slavic name?
Yeah, well, it's German, Scandinavian, goes
Yes.
back.
Right, we're all mixed. We're all mixed.
Yeah.
Welcome. I had to cover that up like almost immediately. Well, congratulations on this film.
Thank you very much.
And well, let's speak to you first. You're the producer. What inspired you to take this film on?
Okay, thanks for having us on the show, by the way.
Oh,
and I wrote a story roughly 4 years ago called Park Avenue to Park Bench. And it was about a businessman who was hurting inside to the point where his whole life was crumbling, and he just meandered into the park and almost as a last resort reached out to another person on a park bench, and this began the genesis of his recovery or redemption. So at its core, it's a redemption story.
So, so how much of the story is autobiographical?
Well, it turned into quite a bit. The original character was going to be a lawyer, and during the process of writing the script, our co-writer, Jesse Wakeman, said, you know, Mike, if you want to write a really good film, you know, a true film, and have the people, you know, as rich as possible, we should make it more about you. So I'm also in the plastics recycling business. So Mike Roman, this character, became a plastics recycler, like myself, which added a lot of dimension to this film because we were able to bring in this narrative about how we can also help the ecology.
Lovely. And of course, you know, yes, we must take care of Mother Nature, and it's lovely. Just that's a topic within itself. But let's talk a little bit about this beautiful sky over here. Ooh, and I don't mean that sky, I mean this sky. And what role do you play?
I play the role of Diana. She's a love interest of Hal, who finds a strong resemblance to his past wife. And she's a model a Russian model, and he can't believe when he sees her doing this photo shoot in the park that, you know, how much she looks like her. So he wants to, get to know her some more, and it goes from there.
Oh, got it. So it's like this character meets everybody in the park.
St. Mary's Park.
Very interesting.
St. Mary's.
Park.
The park becomes almost a haven.
AJ, I want to introduce everyone to you. I mean, in case they don't know, AJ is a former intern of BronxNet from very many years ago, and it's so
Don't
exciting.
remind me of my age,
Oh, no. Oh, please, no pa tanto, okay? No te fuiste.
Too far.
Yeah, but no, it's just lovely to have you guys back, especially when you're doing your thing. Congratulations on this role. Tell us about yours.
So I actually play one of the characters who lives in the building. So like it's essentially about a group of characters who band together because maybe individually they are not as strong, but together when they unite as one, they become this force that is able to overcome this corporate entity that's trying to get them out of this building and take them for all they've got, because they really don't have anything. And I love that it's really playing off the realness of the Bronx. A lot of people are living here paycheck to paycheck, trying to pay their bills, and there's a lot of corporate entities that are always trying to keep people out of the building so they can make them bigger and better, and then like not give the people what they really deserve. And so I really love that this film touches home on that in that aspect of what's really going on in the country nowadays. I mean, we have so much of this corporate entities hurting the little people, and like I guess the message, which is what I love the film, it's really about us coming together, and we can do anything together and really tackle the problem, which is above, not below.
I love it. No, I love it. And I love the diversity within the film, right? Because right here, I can see the diversity of the way you cast. So
Thank you.
Yes. And so, first of all, when is the film going to be released?
We're looking at late April, possibly early May, for a friends and family screening. And then from there, we'll look at a marketing strategy, either the festival route or distributorship.
And how long of a feature is it?
It's going to be 90 minutes.
It's 90
Yes.
minutes. And so with regards to the other cast members, let's mention some of them because some of them
Sure.
are really well-known actors.
Yes, Robert Davi, Paul Wilson, Chuck Zito, Deborah Green. We have Brandy Porter, who plays a main role in A Bronx Tale on Broadway, and now she's traveling around. We have wonderful actors. And besides formally trained actors, we've also incorporated many local people.
From the Bronx.
Yeah, I'm from the Bronx.
I know,
born and
well,
raised
we
in the
know
Bronx.
that, AJ. I know, but you're in the field too, so
Well,
you
you
don't
don't know
count.
if you're watching.
Right.
He doesn't count. It's like you're in the field. He's
We have-
referencing people just from the neighborhood, right?
From the neighborhood. We have a
Nice.
professional chess player, a street chess player. We have a man who works in the barber shop. We got an impromptu crap game going on the street, so people showed up for that. It's very real, very, very real, very, very Bronx.
I get it.
I think we
get it.
achieved our goal of, getting the vibe.
Of getting the authentic voice of what was, what is, and what is
Because
happening.
we listened to
Yeah.
people. We listened to people.
Right.
And we heard what they were speaking, and we turned it around.
Got it.
My character is so Bronx that when you see this film, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh. It's like the average guy in the Bronx that you see, like who's kind of just trying to make a living, make ends meet, hustle, and bring money.
What
to the
does the
table.
character do for a
He
living?
is. He's a little hustler. He's a street hustler. His name's Ronaldo, and
Right.
he's one of those guys. Maybe he sees something in the trash on the side of the street, picks it up and sells it for a profit, or he's always kind of like has his game.
Right.
But he's just. And it's essentially trying to make a living, which is what we're all trying to do, and live,
Right.
and get ahead in life.
Right, I get it. And Sky, what was your favorite part of working with these individuals?
Well, it was a pleasure to work and meet Robert Davi and now be able to call him a friend. He's a great actor and being on scene with all these amazing actors and being a part of Mike's second film I'm truly grateful to, just be a part of all of it.
Where's that accent from?
Australia.
Australia! Look at that, I love.
She's so modest. She actually got like a really big part with Robert Davi after the filming, and she worked on what show was it?
So now I'm on Paper Empire. It's being filmed in Miami, where I'm playing a psychiatrist, and that's an ongoing role, which is exciting. It's got Sharon Stone, Wesley Snipes, Denise Richards. Big cast, so it's exciting for that as well. And that was all because of this, so.
I love that. Wow, thank you
Yay.
for sharing that. Go, girl. All right, Sky.
Yes.
She's going to be our next, what's her name, Charlize Theron.
exactly,
Right,
big
right there.
things.
We gotta
Australian
like-
Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
It's almost like life is imitating art, because as a result of this spark of this film, people's lives are changing in a positive way, and that's a big message of the film.
Love it. And of course, just coming together to become one voice.
Yes.
Yeah,
What
that's
makes
really
the dream
it.
work.
Right.
That's what makes
Right.
the dream work. All right, so before we go, where can people find out more about the film and the screenings?
If you follow the website, www.motthavenfilm.com, and my co-writer, Robert Mladnich, is also very active on Facebook, so if you were to put his name in there, just we're on Facebook.
Right,
and
you're on Facebook for right now, and you're going to be in the
Twitter.
film festivals. But the idea is
Oh.
that we keep people abreast of like where they
Exactly.
can screen it. So, but I'll be in touch with AJ, and we'll keep you guys abreast.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming here on our open set.
Thank you
to,
so much for having
to the
me.
launch
Thank
of the
you.
film. And
Yes, thank you so
congratulations
much,
to
Rhina.
you
Thank you.
living in Florida. All good, thank you guys.
Thank you so
Once
much.
again, you guys want for more on the Mott Haven film, please visit motthavenfilm.com. We do have to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll learn about a natural femme care line you don't want to miss.
Music is a bridge between the material and the spiritual. As a blind person, you have to be aware that nobody can tell you what you can or can't do. You really have to try things. My wife, who was also blind, was a good cook. When she died, that's when I started Meals on Wheels. My name is Harvey Lauer. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Hello, excuse me. Oh my goodness. Welcome back to Open, everyone. Make sure to stay connected with us. Be sure to like us on Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. All right, so it's Women's History Month, and that's right, it's March 1st. And all month long, we plan to honor women and their incredible work. And our first woman of the month is a Dominican-American Latina entrepreneur and creator of Freshie, a natural feminine care line that is all about making women feel fresh naturally. And joining us to tell us more about her products, we welcome Freshie CEO Nelly Reyes. Hello.
Hi.
And welcome.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for having me.
congratulations on launching
Thank you.
something that I don't think one would consider going into business for or with. Right. So let's give everybody a little background of your upbringing, because I understand you were kind of part of this business since you were young.
Correct, yes. So I was right out of high school thrown into working for my father, who owns a company that manufactures personal care products in the Dominican Republic. It's existed for over 35 years. And there I learned all the ins and outs of business, and obviously got very familiar with products and manufacturing, importing, distributing. And so one of his product lines, which is the leader actually in the Caribbean, is this type of product, but conventionally made, traditionally made product line. So that's kind of where my passion for business grew, and where I learned the importance to women of feeling fresh. But you fast forward to today's world, and things have changed.
Right, but you also you didn't necessarily design your life to be in this business. You kind of came back to it,
That's
right?
correct.
And
Yep.
so, and then the beauty of what you do is that you're very conscious of what the ingredients is. So
Yes.
what happened in between doing this with your dad, learning the business aspect of it,
Right.
and then deciding to go into business for yourself?
Yes. So I went to school, then I took a job with a corporate. I wanted to do corporate America, and they relocated me to Los Angeles. I was working in media there, and I really, embraced the natural lifestyle, living, eating well, exercising. And so I started to use natural products, because once you get educated and you understand that, you shouldn't apply ingredients on your body, it's just as bad as eating things that are not good for you. I realized that there wasn't anything in the feminine care space that was natural and really made you feel fresh. So I thought, no one is doing this. I'm going to do it. And so I created it.
So how challenging of a topic is this to discuss, right? Because it's kind of like when I first saw it on our guest list, I said, oh, this is going to be really fascinating.
Right.
Like, how do we address this in a way that is not offending anyone, right?
Yeah. So that's a very good question, and I've actually had this conversation with a lot of women. For some reason, there's this stigma. You don't talk about
The
feminine
vajayjay.
hygiene.
You
don't
call
talk
it the
about,
vajayjay, right?
Okay, on the,
I saw it on your Instagram.
Yes. So, you don't talk about the vajayjay, you don't talk about hygiene for it, and really, why? Why not? I mean, it is an important part of our everyday lives as women, and the reality is that women, we really value feeling fresh. The majority of us value feeling fresh, and so what I've learned is that with time, women are becoming more and more comfortable with it, probably because of social media and because, it's just, there's so much more that's accepted now. And so we just have the conversation. Sometimes with women, you bringing it up or letting them know it's okay to talk about it. The stories I get, I mean, the emails I receive.
Well, because some people, they'll shave or, keep it clean so that they can avoid, but there's certain aspects of our existence that are inevitable, right? The only thing you can do is be mindful of it, right?
Yes,
and just assist in wherever necessary, right? So, in using this, how do you recommend it's used? With a wipe? I mean, I don't want to get too graphic, but it's just...
We won't do a display, I promise.
Right. We're not going to do a demo.
No demo on the show, no. So, it really is an all-natural body wash that's made with a heightened sensation of freshness that we achieve through essential oils made from peppermint and with menthol crystals. So it gives women that true perceived sensation of freshness, but it's also made from all plant-derived ingredients. So you'd use it the same way you use a body wash, whatever current soap you're using to get yourself clean now. And some women, I've learned after launching this, only use water, but then they don't feel fresh enough. And the reason they're doing that is because they've had so many issues with the soaps that have the chemicals and that have the dyes and the heavy synthetic fragrances, which is one reason I always say, I've had women say to me, no, I can't use anything. Believe me, I'm so sensitive. But then they start using Freshie and they say, oh my gosh. I mean, I've gotten emails from women who have said, Freshie has changed my life. Okay, so and I've thought, really, a feminine body wash has changed your life. And when they explained to me why, because they were always uncomfortable, because there was irritation because of the parabens in the products they were using. I understand it. They're more comfortable now, they're confident, they feel fresh. And so it's a conversation that we need to be having.
No, it absolutely is. And just in closing, right, because I don't want to run out of time without sharing with everyone, not only are you educating women on this fact, you're also empowering women and you're giving a portion of your proceeds to organizations that are empowering women. So let's talk about that before we go.
That's correct, yes. So when I launched Freshie, I knew that I wanted to have a company that did more than just sell products and profit. I wanted the company to exist for a larger purpose. And so domestic violence for me is a subject that hits home because I think a lot more women are experience that than we're currently aware of. But I decided that $1 from every unit sold on FreshieFemCare.com would go to victims of domestic violence through different nonprofits. And so we support different nonprofits that have programs that empower women who are survivors or victims. Some of them are still living with the abuser. But through Freshie, that for me is just as important as doing really well in business.
That's right. Yes. That's the power of business women.
That's right.
That's right. Take what you have, pay it forward.
Absolutely.
And pass it forward. So
we need to support each other.
Absolutely. And not only that, as a businesswoman, you're empowering them to consider going into business themselves.
Totally. It can be done.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So if people wanted to order this?
Yes, they can order it at FreshieFemCare.com. We've got 3 variants. There's a lightly fresh, extra fresh, and a fresh scent. Everything is plant-derived ingredients. They will feel that tingly sensation of freshness. Don't be afraid of it. Embrace it, okay? Because keeping it freshy, as long as you're not using anything toxic, you're good to go. So FreshieFemCare.com is the website, and all of our social media is at FreshieFemCare.
Love it. Thank you,
Thank
Nelly.
you so much for having me.
Woo. All right, once again, you guys, to learn more about Freshie products, you can visit FreshieFemCare.com. All right, stay tuned because Bobby C's Weekly Sports Roundup is coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
We begin on the baseball diamond where the Bryce Harper sweepstakes is finally over. And like Manny Machado, Harper won't be donning pinstripes or even Mets orange and blue. The Yanks and Mets passed on Harper, but right up 95, the Philadelphia Phillies couldn't resist. Harper is a Philly. To many, the most valued player in this winter's free agent class. To others, the most valued player in the history of free agency. Harper on Thursday concluded his extended offseason by agreeing to a $330 million 13-year contract with the Phillies. According to sources, the deal includes no opt-outs and a full no-trade clause, according to reports. The Phillies ultimately outbid the San Francisco Giants and Los Angeles Dodgers for Harper at what is the largest contract in baseball history. The 26-year-old former MVP is the centerpiece in a Phillies offseason in which the club sought to finish a rebuilding effort. The club has endured 7 consecutive non-winning seasons. With money to spend and a strong belief in their young core, the Phillies made a series of moves, but none bigger than inking Harper. Giancarlo Stanton, the $325 million man for the Yanks, had this to say of Bryce, the $330 million man for the Phillies. Good for him, good for the city of Philadelphia. Stanton said he knew his total value number would get beat eventually. He also said it was good 3 players got deals worth $250 million this free agency period. In Grapefruit League action, Troy Tulowitzki looks like he deserves a $300 million contract. The new Yankee shortstop looks like he's 24 years old instead of 34, and nothing like a player who hasn't participated in a regular season big league game since July 28, 2017. Fresh off injuries and motivated, Tulowitzki has played in 2 exhibition games and has homered twice. His first was against the Toronto Blue Jays, his former team, and he shouted into their dugout, rounding third base. The second blast was in Thursday's 8-6 win over the Pittsburgh Pirates at George M. Steinbrenner Field. Yankees catcher Gary Sanchez will make his spring training debut behind the plate tonight against the Baltimore Orioles. Sanchez's return isn't the biggest one on the sports landscape. That honor goes to the NFL and future Hall of Famer Jason Witten. Witten is returning to the Dallas Cowboys. The team announced Thursday Witten is leaving ESPN's Monday Night Football and returning to the playing field less than a year after announcing his retirement. Sources told ESPN that the tight end is getting a 1-year deal worth $3.5 million that can max out at $5 million, including roster bonuses and incentives. Witten has played in 11 Pro Bowls during his 15 years with the Cowboys, becoming the franchise leader with 1,152 receptions, which ranks 4th in NFL history, and 12,448 receiving yards. He also holds franchise records for games played, consecutive game starts, and consecutive starts. In returning, he also will have the longest service time with the organization at 16 years. He's a better football player than a TV man. Sorry, Jason. Kyler Murray is hoping he's a better football player than baseball player. The reigning Heisman Trophy winner passed up on the Oakland A's and baseball recently and will enter the NFL draft. In the measurement heard round the NFL world, or at least all around the NFL scouting combine in a matter of minutes, the Oklahoma quarterback came in at 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighed 207 pounds. Murray's physical dimensions have been one of the hottest topics around the annual gathering of NFL draft top prospects. Murray's combination of high-end performance in the passing game, electric running style, and overall athleticism makes him one of the most intriguing prospects for a quarterback-starved league. His height would also make him one of the shortest starting quarterbacks in league history. Other quarterbacks at the Combine had more prototypical size. Ohio State's Dwayne Haskins measured at 6'3" and 231 pounds. Missouri's Drew Lock was 6'3", 228, and Duke's Daniel Jones came in at 6'5", 221 pounds. The Giants, I'm sure, were taking notes. I seriously might consider Murray in the draft. Landing a first-round quarterback who can learn behind a veteran starter, as they did in Kansas City with the 2018 MVP Patrick Mahomes. The Chiefs, of course. New York's preferred scenario. Eli Manning will be back under center, but the G-men have a high enough pick to go quarterback if they choose to. We'll see what happens. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. Knicks head coach David Fizdale says it's not clear yet if Frank Ntilikina's groin injury and DeAndre Jordan's ankle will make the West Coast trip with the Knicks. The Knicks are on the West Coast until late next week. Lowly Cleveland topped the Knicks 125-118 last night at the Garden. Cavs came back from down 14 in the fourth to take the win. Meanwhile, the Brooklyn Nets will host Bronx native Kemba Walker and the Charlotte Hornets at the Barclays Center tonight. Game tips at 7:30 p.m. As expected, the Jets are planning to give wide receiver Robbie Anderson, a restricted free agent, the second-round tender. A source confirmed his salary will be $3.1 million on a one-year contract. Anderson is a promising player, but his off-the-field issues should give the team pause before thinking about a long-term contract. In Giants camp, the question remains, will Big Blue let Landon Collins walk? Using the franchise tag to keep a young Pro Bowl safety seems like a smart move, but the price tag and scheme fit might not be ideal for the Giants. We will see. Giants may want Collins back, but we know the fans on Long Island could care less about John Tavares. It was the worst possible homecoming for Tavares. The former Islander returned to a bold display of displeasure from his former fans. And oh yeah, his team lost 6-1-2. It was the first time the new Toronto Maple Leaf was in town to take on the Islanders since departing in free agency. He was jeered as a traitor in his hostile return. Plenty of signs that read, "We don't need you." That was probably the nicest of it too. The Rangers are home to host Montreal tonight at 7. The Devils are home to welcome Philly. Puck also drops at 7. Today is March 1st. That means March Madness is just about here. The A-10 tournament and the Big East tourney are just a couple of weeks away. A-10 returns to Brooklyn and the Barclays, while MSG, of course, will host the Big East. On the college hardwood, L.J. Figueroa had 23 points for the Red Storm, but it wasn't enough. Xavier got past St. John's 84-73 on Thursday night. Johnnies have 20 wins, 8 in conference play. They could be dangerous in the Big East tourney. Georgetown, led by head coach Patrick Ewing, former Nick Grade, of course, could turn some heads too. MLS returns to the fold this weekend. NYCFC will take on Orlando Saturday. The Red Bulls will face Columbus. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for a belated birthday wish to the greatest race car driver of all time. Thursday was Mario Andretti's 79th birthday. Happy birthday to a man who has good claim as motorsport's greatest all-rounder with race victories across Formula One, IndyCar, the World Supercar Championship, NASCAR, sprint cars, midgets. Along the way, he's bagged 1 F1 and 4 IndyCar championships, as well as Indianapolis 500 and Daytona 500 wins. On top of it all, he's remained throughout motorsports, the greatest ambassador of them all. To me, Mario and A.J. Foyt are right there at the top of the discussion for greatest of all time. That's why I found it fitting that Foyt, Mario's BFF, gave him a bottle of wine from the Foyt Family Vineyards collection, which left the 1969 Indy 500 champ beaming. It was a fitting gift from one racing legend winner to one vintner to another, as Andretti also owns a winery. But there may have been more meaning behind the selection. It was a bottle of A.J. Foyt 1, which features an image of the red Ford GT40 that he and the late Dan Gurney drove to victory in the 1967 24 Hours of Le Mans, marking the first and only time an All-American team ever took the checkered flag at the race. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway will be celebrating the 50th anniversary of Mario's Indy 500 victory at this May's 103rd running of the event. The 84-year-old Foyt will likely be at the Brickyard to toast with him in person too, as his IndyCar team drivers will be going for the win in the race. For now, we celebrate Mario on his birthday weekend. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.
From the north to the south, to the west, to the east, we are expanding our services and upgrading technology at Lehman College. And now, Bronxites have an innovative media production facility in the East Bronx at Mercy College in the Hutch Metro Center. The windows on the East Bronx studio, a state-of-the-art control room, media labs for production and training, and other media-capable spaces. Training, workforce development, leading-edge technology, and programs that help you share your ideas, your voice, on your channels, locally and globally. Build media and technology skills at BronxNet and build your dreams.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
Love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball.
My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I bought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Hey, welcome back to Open. It's now time for this week's Open Artist Spotlight. This week's Open Artist Spotlight features a universal creative originally from St. Petersburg, Florida. It seems everybody's from Florida today. I wish they would have brought the sunshine. Anyway, she gains her musical inspiration from the Bronx. Without further ado, here now to perform One Love. Please welcome ClassicKaylen.
Hey. Come on, everybody, one love, yeah. Just hear me out, because I see and I feel where you come from, yeah. Come on, everybody, one love, yeah. Come on, everybody, one love, yeah. Just hear me out, because I see and I feel where you come from, yeah. Come on, everybody, one love, yeah. Come on, everybody, one love, yeah. Just hear me out, because I see and I feel where you come from, yeah. Come on, everybody, one love, yeah. Come on, everybody. Forget the upper hand. Do you understand that I do not understand? Saving up my money while I build my business plan, because I don't need those pigs in my classic plan. Hey, okay, dang, you go straight hand. What you know, taste them, they got no flavor. You just want a date, wait for this natural flavor. Let the wrong one taste ya, twisted thoughts will break us. Hey, let's call it a day. Oh, why? Just might fall on my face, but no, nah. We've got all today, let's go. Yeah, try enjoy the parade, like check it now, introducing a conscious way of living. I don't ever wanna lose it. You need a piece of gum, I got some, just don't abuse it. If you don't got love, I got it, take it and use it. Yell it, one love, yeah. Just hear me out, because I see and I feel where you come from, yeah. Come on, everybody, one love, yeah. Come on, everybody, one love, yeah. Just hear me out, because I see and I feel where you come from, yeah. Come on, everybody, one love, yeah. Come on, everybody, speak no evil, see all evil, hear my stance. I don't want no one to suffer, man. Tears ran dry, this is an abducted land. Lasted so many years, how many more will it last? Like Mace said, yes, girl, I know I can't be what I wanna be. That tune is still my jam. You're doomed if you put your your dream in someone else's hands. We dealt our own cards, see we all can learn some things. Yell it one love. First thing on my mind when I see the sun's up. And if you try to sit and judge, you might suffer. But if you try to understand, you might love them. This is not a conundrum. Stay true to what you love. Young, curious, the hunger has us flustered. Stay passionate, forget to be stubborn. Still rap about the come up when we come up. Push it because I love ya. Get jiggy with it, one love. Yeah, just hear me out because I see and I feel where you come from. Yeah, come on everybody, one love. Yeah, come on everybody, one love. Yeah, just hear me out because I see and I feel where you come from. Yeah, come on everybody, one love. Yeah, come on everybody. Thank you for listening. It's all love.
Yes, one love, one love. Oh my gosh, that was lovely. And you heard me giggling on the side there, right?
I saw you, yeah.
No, because it's true. You wrote those words?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so what inspired them?
Just honestly being stuck in like a rut, like in different places and feeling as though like everything's not good, but it is good. And you gotta show love, you gotta give love, because ultimately that will always overrule the hate. So
yeah, no, it's really a wonderful philosophy in general. I mean, and you appear to be young. I'm not going to ask what your
well,
age is.
I'm 24 years old.
You're 24 years old. You're quite the wise 24-year-old. Well, because you're right. That one concept of how to live, it alters the quality of your life.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. What are the lyrics again? Because I was like giggling. I was like, yes.
One love. Yeah, just hear me out because I see and I feel where you come from. Yeah, come on everybody, one love, because we all go through things, you know.
And then to get jiggy with it, get jiggy with it. Of course, that was my favorite part. I was like, get jiggy with it.
Gotta get jiggy with it always.
So how's it been for you since you've been here in the BX?
A lot of diversity coming from Florida. I really appreciate the diversity, but I met a lot of people here as well. So
how long you been here now?
3 years. My whole family is from New York.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, well, it's definitely a lot more, it's faster paced, right?
Of course, of course.
And then you've got a support system too, right?
Yes.
Because we've got a lot of arts here in the Bronx.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
So are you rocking it anywhere?
Yeah, so I've been to a lot of open mics. My next thing is to do the Apollo.
Nice.
See if I get kicked off or not?
No, don't put that. How about you just finished singing a song about affirmations? That is not the way you go into the Apollo.
But yeah, definitely.
You're like, no, how about you get to rub that rock and just experience it, and who knows, you may get discovered.
Yes, definitely.
How about that? That's what we'll put out there.
Of course, yeah, that's what I think, you know, but you always have the doubt. That's just being realistic.
Well, that's the artist in you.
Exactly.
That's the artist in all of us.
Our biggest
critic. I get it. So, all right, so where are you now in your career as far as writing and developing new music?
Oh, so I'm working on this new demo track, 5-track demo called Classic Nights. I wrote it when I was in high school, so a long time ago, about 5 years ago, 5-6 years ago.
Wow, that's a long time ago. 5-6 years ago, we had that. Like, oh, wow. A long time ago. But it's good that you were writing back then. And
so it's about like partying with your friends, you know, learning about life, and also creating those classic memories. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So, and what are you putting together?
So like I said, the demo, it's a 5-track
demo.
demo.
You know, it's a different language. Because, you know, I might be shouting on my age a little bit. In my days, it was called an album, but that's not the language that's used.
So a demo is different than an album. A demo is for people to hear you, and possibly you can gain, like you said, you can get found.
Okay. So right, you can be discovered, right?
Exactly.
So, but when you say a demo, so you're saying a demo, not that. I thought you were putting like a whole. What is that? They call it an EP. EP is just one, though, right?
An EP, no.
No.
No, it's multiple tracks as well.
Okay, so there you go.
It's
I got something right there. No, but the beauty of the way this industry is really taking off independently is that you can produce your own stuff and you can make your own money by having it put up on Spotify and Tidal and I don't know the other ones. There's a whole bunch of other outlets, right? But SoundCloud, right? There's all these outlets in which you can generate your own funds. Boom! I just gave you a business start.
I have songs actually on Spotify and also SoundCloud.
Right,
so
you're already doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so keep going.
Yeah.
Definitely. Awesome, and we'll look forward to having you back on again after you do the Apollo.
Right, the Apollo.
Yeah. So all right. So where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud, all those things. Spotify at ClassicKaylen. one word, classic, then Kaylen.
All right, and so what about this new release that you're working on? Are you gonna have like a party for it?
Possibly, yeah, have an opening party, yes.
Yeah.
It'll be in Brooklyn, possibly.
In Brooklyn?
Yeah.
What is that about? You live in the Bronx. Ay, nena.
I understand they called Crooklyn back in the day, huh?
I don't know. You know, I'm repping the BX.
That's love. That's love.
It's all good. No, we're all New Yorkers. We all support each other. It's all good.
Cool.
I'm joking, of course. Okay, but no, it sounds wonderful, and I love the vibe. And thank you for bringing here on our open artist.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yay! All right, you guys.
Love.
Woo! Once again, look at that. Go ahead, Classic Kaylen. Once again, for more information on Classic Kaylen's upcoming project, Not Enough Hours of the Day, check her out on Instagram at Classic Kaylen. All right, that is our show today, mi gente. Thanks to all our guests for coming through. To you, our viewers, for tuning in. If you missed any part of the show, you can check out the Recablecast tonight and 24 hours a day at BronxNet.tv. I'm Rhina Valentin, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor. Happy Women's History Month, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.
I got a creak in my neck, limp in my step, cramping in my muscles every time I try to flex. But if you throw me out, I'll feel it some more.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.